Good morning, everyone. First off, excuse the noise in the background. It's a big day over here because today is May the 4th. Yeah, so Steve and I and Caleb, we're all big Star Wars fans. Probably Steve more than any of us. But you guys, it is only 8:20 in the morning and we already have Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope going on. Usually I don't like the TV on first thing, but today is a big day. We're celebrating. Hang out with us on this fun day. Right now, Steve and I are warming up some breakfast, and I'm going to talk about this in a bit because we went to brunch yesterday. But I am over here. I've got the cookbooks out. You know, we're gonna be watching, the Star Wars movies all day, and you know me, I'm gonna be cooking for the day. So I've got my Star Wars Galaxy's Edge cookbook out. So we're just looking up some recipes there. They've got some really great cocktails and stuff. And then I also have this one out because it looks like there's a better version of the Ronto Wrap in this cookbook that I've never made before. I've mentioned this before, excuse the shadow here, but I've mentioned this before. The Ronto Wrap that's in this Galaxy's Edge cookbook is very different from what you actually get in the parks. As you could, like in the park, it's usually like a grilled sausage. And here, as you can see, it's kind of like ground pork with a little bit of chorizo is what it says. Now, we've made this before and we actually vlogged it. It's very, very good, but very different from what you actually get in Galaxy's Edge. So I always thought it was interesting that that's, like I said, it's actually the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. But then if we take a look at this one, now this is the official Disney Parks cookbook, in case you were interested. But they've got the Batuin Ronto Wrap, and as you can see, it looks more like... Sorry, I'm like fighting with the lighting and the shadows. But you can see that one looks a little bit more like what you get in the parks. So we're going to try this one. Now this one is going to take a while because you actually have to roast some pork shoulder for about 3 hours. So low and slow. But it's actually pretty easy. I've read this recipe a couple times now. It's pretty easy. It's just time intensive. So I think I'm going to get started on this pretty soon. All right, so I have freshened up just a little bit because my glasses get annoying after a while in the morning. I don't know why, but I've had them adjusted by my optometrist as well so that they don't slide too much. And I don't want them like so tight against my face, but I feel like those glasses, they will slide down just a smidge and it pinches like the bridge of my nose right here. And it makes my nose runny in the morning. It's the weirdest thing. But I've noticed it. And so I've noticed it for weeks. And sure enough, the second I take the glasses off and just put my contacts in, my nose clears up. No more runny nose. It's so odd. But Steve is over here making Caleb something super special, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Star Wars breakfast.
We got some bao buns going on here. We got some eggs going on. It's awesome. But yeah, Steve and I are just reheating our stuff from brunch, which we're going to talk about in a second. So there's that. And then, yeah, Caleb's going to have a Star Wars breakfast. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you guys about our weekend. It was like an adventure-filled weekend, and a weekend that we never thought in a million years we would have. But so buckle up, I'm going to tell you the story. By the way, I'm also telling this story because it's technically Steve's story, but he's working on Caleb's breakfast. But he's right here, so he can chime in. Yeah. But Steve was on work travel this week, and he came home. He was flying home from LAX, and he gets on the plane, and you guys... He wasn't sitting right next to him, but just like kitty corner from Steve was John Stamos. Like, yes, the John Stamos. How many years did I spend watching Full House? Him as Uncle Jesse. He's a Beach Boy now. Like, it was just so cool. Steve was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. John Stamos is here. And you guys know how personable Steve is. He can chat up with anyone. He's like Caleb in that respect. I would never talk to anybody. I'm too nervous. But Steve just mentioned, he was like, hey, John Stamos, why aren't you in Disney? And he was just like the nicest guy. And the two of them just chatted up on the plane for like 15 minutes. So apparently he was flying from LAX to Phoenix because he has a Beach Boys show that next night. He invited Steve. He was like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? You want to come see me and the Beach Boys? And Steve's just like, sure. So of course Steve comes home and he tells me this whole story. And I'm just like, I've got this grin on my face. I'm like, are you joking? Are you serious? Imagine your husband just comes home and said, hey, I had a flight with John Stamos and he invited us to a show. We're going to the Beach Boys tomorrow night. But that's what happened. We wound up getting a babysitter. My niece came in and watched Caleb, and Steve and I went down to the Gila River Casino where the Beach Boys were playing. You guys, we just randomly went to a Beach Boys concert, and no joke, we go to Will Call, and John Stamos himself put tickets aside for us along with some backstage passes. It was a phenomenal show, and then after it, we got to go backstage and hang out with John Stamos. But that was pretty much it, right? Like that's how it went.
Yeah, I mean that's it, right? So I was like, he was all on the plane completely like incognito, but I recognized him. I grew up with him, right? So I mean, it was like John Stamos, hello. But no, the concert was amazing.
It really was.
Yeah, and listen, we grew up knowing Beach Boys, but you don't know how deep their catalog is until you go to a show like that. And
I knew every single song.
Hit after hit after hit after hit. But yeah, I think in general the show was really, really good. Now, while they were all doing a bunch of Beach Boys songs, they also did a couple covers that they did, but one of the moments I thought was super cool was John got up there and in the background all the Full House pictures of the times that he was actually performing with Beach Boys on the actual show. He performed one of his songs from Jesse and the Rippers from the show as well, so like just flooded us with our memories of John Stamos. We know John Stamos now.
Yeah, it was incredible. Just a fun night. And again, I just really want to hit home like how nice he was. How like he was just a really great guy. You know how they always say like, yeah, he was very personable. You know how they always say like never meet your heroes? Not the case here. He was just very, very friendly, very welcoming. It was awesome. So, but yeah, then yesterday we got up. Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby, and we go to this place that we always talk about with you guys. Some of you will mention, like, you're coming to town, where do I get brunch? Maple and Ash. That place is just so fantastic. So we went with a bunch of friends. We just had a fun little brunch yesterday. We then went swimming at my sister's house. But yeah, we've just been having kind of like a crazy fun weekend, like fun-filled weekend. And then today is Star Wars Day. All right, so breakfast is ready. Oh, Caleb, look at this.
You got bao bun, breakfast tacos.
That looks great.
And something else that's kind of cool.
Change the color, will it make taste to it?
You were going to change it.
No. Which color is
All right,
it?
go ahead.
You've got two colors.
Oh, I get it. You're going to have blue milk.
Put it in the milk. I'll go get you a straw, but look, blue milk.
Yeah, but I want no whole entire thing.
Yeah, we'll probably have to stir it a little bit. I can see it's glittery, too. That's pretty cool.
All right, so we got blue milk officially, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Is it glittery, too?
Yeah. I can see some of it, not all the like melted into the milk.
Yeah, of course.
Even some not melted into the milk is still at the bottom.
That's okay. You can still have fun with it. And then yummy breakfast. So, hope you enjoy it.
And this is from Melissa. Melissa want me to keep this.
Oh, that's nice.
Because look, this is my favorite material I like.
That was a holographic?
It makes this sound nice.
Oh, yeah. All right, enjoy breakfast.
It is holographic.
So I have cleaned up, as you can see. Looks like we're taking a little bit of a break. Steve and Caleb finished up New Hope. They're taking a little break. They went to go ride scooters to the mailbox real quick and get the mail. And before they start Empire Strikes Back. But I have gotten dressed up because I think I am going to, well, not dressed up, but I took a shower and got ready for the day. I am going to run out and go get the food we need. I am going to go up to like the gourmet market because I just feel like it's going to be one of those situations where I'm going to go to our local grocery store and they won't have what I need. So then I'm going to go to another store and they won't have what I need. And so I feel like, you know what, I'm just going to cut to the chase. I'm just going to go to the nice one that I know probably has everything. So the only thing that's a bummer is it's like a 25-minute drive to get there. But I'm sure it will be worth it, but we need to get going because this pork shoulder has to roast for like 3 hours. And I would kind of like this to be like a late lunch, early dinner situation. So, but we will see. Star Wars Day is in full swing.
Okay, so I think where we left off, Mike was going to go out to the grocery store and get all the items for us to start preparing the Ronto Wraps. Unfortunately, Mike went to a place that didn't have anything in stock, so he asked if I could stop over here, and I had luck, and he's in the door. I was going to say I was going to get started just because I don't know how long it's going to take him, but Mike just walked in.
So we have Empire Strikes Back going on now. So I'm popping some popcorn. And Steve picked up some red vines for me. Wow, check it out. We got a nice movie day going on. And what did you pick out for your candy?
That.
Oh, I got some Airheads.
And look, see, it's right in the middle.
do you
It
mean?
means it's a little
Oh,
sour.
I see.
It means it's a little sour, even though it's not sour.
Okay.
All of them are sweet, but the yellow is sour.
I'm so proud of myself. So Steve got a 5.5 pound roast, and it's perfect because this recipe for Ronto Wraps only requires 2 pounds. So we can use this other 3.5, almost 3.5 pounds for tomorrow's pot roast tacos because tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. And I cut it, I'm patting myself on the back. I cut it so perfectly evenly. It's amazing. All right, folks, and now it's time for our cocktail, our Star Wars cocktail, and we're going with the Coruscant Cooler.
So this is a throwback of a cocktail series that I did a long time ago.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say we made that cringy video.
So that was COVID time.
It was.
Yeah. So
it was right when it started.
We were stuck at home. We got to get creative and do all this. So the Coruscant Cooler is a cocktail that's offered at Ronto Roasters. So this is one that's not Ogre's Cantina, but it's also a nice, refreshing drink that you can have and enjoy while you walk around Galaxy's Edge.
This is probably my favorite drink at Galaxy's Edge. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So we like it a lot because, especially I like it a lot because it's a bourbon-based cocktail. So it's a pretty straightforward thing. We got cranberry juice. We did cranberry juice cocktail because Disney typically has a little bit of a sweeter approach. Don't go with regular just organic cranberry juice because that's typically unsweetened.
Yeah, it's really bitter.
Yeah. But then we have bourbon as the main star here, followed by sweet vermouth, a splash of black cherry juice, and some lime juice. So...
Okay, well, and I thought they used the maraschino liqueur in Disney as well.
So I think you're right. Here's the deal. Again, this recipe is written differently than what you actually get in the park, right?
For sure.
So thankfully, we do have maraschino cherries. Liqueur?
Isn't it like the maraschino, whatever it is, that big, tall, slender bottle?
Maybe. Let's look it up.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And we'll get back to it, okay? So as it's written in the book, it says it's a splash of dark cherry puree. Mm-hmm. But we believe that how it's written on the menu, actually, when you're in the park, it's a splash of Luxardo maraschino liqueur.
Right.
So I'm going to do both of them, see which one we like best.
Okay, you do that. And one thing I was really excited about, so yeah, we made that goofy video where Steve made he made like a trio of the cocktails from this book for Star Wars Day. And I was so excited because I was at my local grocery store, like the place that's just like right down the street, and they had the exact same glass from this picture right there. It was like maybe $3. So yeah, I like my little Coruscant cooler in this special glass.
The Force was with you that day.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to start by juicing fresh lime juice this time. So we made sure we planned and prepared for it, so we got limes ready for you. Coruscant Cooler is ready to go. Looks delicious, doesn't it? So, let's try it out. They look good, right?
They do.
All right.
Take this one. Oh, that's very nice. I like that. Definitely, I get the maraschino liqueur. Is that what it was called? Or Luxardo?
Luxardo, yep.
Yeah, that's what really gives it the flavor.
I give it an elevated flavor, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. All right.
Very nice.
Okay, so Mike had his taste of it. I tried it as well, and I'm not happy with it. So it's very tart, and even though we did cranberry juice cocktail, I'm going to add some simple syrup to this.
Okay.
I think that'll definitely really make this an all-around balanced cocktail. So.
All right.
So I know you said it was good, right?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I think you're right. It was a little bitter is not the right word I want to use. Oh, that's a
tart.
Tart. Yeah, it was tart. So I think you are right. It probably could use a little simple syrup. Because you were saying the only sweetening agent it really has is the sweet vermouth.
Yeah.
Which isn't like...
That's fortified wine.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says sweet in the flavor, but...
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're just going to stir... Like, you could probably shake these again if you wanted to, but I think we're kind of lazy.
We're getting to the test kitchen. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Testing this all out. All right, so now I'm going to try this and see how that goes.
Okay. Because, Steve always gives us the honest review.
Much better.
Okay.
Yeah, there is still a tartness there, but that's okay.
Uh-huh.
It's meant to be there. You got fresh lime juice, you got the cranberry, so those things are naturally going to be a little bit tart. So
right.
It's good. I like it.
And right now I am working on the, real quick. So in here I've got my, we've got the pork shoulder, or the pork butt rather. That is currently in the oven. That's got to roast in the oven for like 3 hours. And then in the meantime, I'm making the Ronto Wrap slaw. And so that's what I'm making in here. And one thing I will tell you with the Disney recipes, as much as I do love them, they do tend to be very ingredient heavy. And it's always like these kind of ingredients that I'm not really familiar with. So I had to go out and buy sambal. And then I had to get this stuff, which I've never heard of before, called sumac. So just so you know, if you wanted to make this, you don't wait to the last minute. Make sure you can try to get your ingredients as early as you can, because sometimes you might have to get some of this stuff online. We were pretty lucky and we were able to find this at our local Kroger. But yeah, I found that to be the case with Disney recipes. Very ingredient heavy. So as I mentioned, I am making the Ronto slaw right now, and one of the things I did to kind of just make it a little bit easier, it says to use like chop up some cabbage and some matchstick carrots. I am taking a note from our meal kits that we get, and I just bought a bag of like pre-made slaw. Just it makes it a little bit easier, but it only has cabbage and carrot, so it's exactly like what the recipe calls for, and it's about the same kind of amount as well. So I'm just gonna toss this all together and call it a day for the slaw. All right, so here's my Ronto Wraps slaw. I just took a bite, and I want to see what Steve thinks.
Right. That's not
Now, I made this because it says you can make it in advance, and then you just refrigerate it until you're ready to use it. Okay. So this is one less thing that's done.
Oh, this one, yes.
It's good. What's wrong?
You like it? Oh, I was like, woo, vinegary, and it's spicy.
Yeah, but I love that.
It's good, though, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
That's going to be good with the roast.
Yeah, that's going to give me some heartburn, but it's good.
Okay, so flashing forward 3 hours because our pork had to roast for 3 hours, and I forgot to get a shot of it before we sliced it. But Steve is slicing it up now.
Yeah.
And you want to slice it real thin, so we're trying our best. And over here we've got our pre-made slaw, and then I also made this. This is a peppercorn sauce, and it's kind of interesting how it came out kind of like a pinkish color. I think it's gonna really work well with this, but it tastes really good. It's got a kick to it though. By the way, in case you were wondering, we are now on. I was gonna say Raiders of the Lost Ark, Return of the Jedi. Steve is heating up our naan bread right now. It says to use pita, but we're gonna do naan because I think that's I like that better.
The consistency that we like.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so yeah, as you saw, Steve sliced up the pork. Then we've got the sausages over here. We decided to split it down in the middle because the ones we got are pretty thick. So I think it'll make for a better bite. Okay, so we got our naan ready to go. And Steve also picked up these like root vegetable chips because we thought that would look really cool. We're trying to make a cool thumbnail for the video. But Steve is going to assemble these and I'm going to just film it.
All right, so here we go.
And we got, we got our naan bread laid out. It says to place like 2 slices of the roast. I think we're gonna just try and fill it, so that'll look good. I had some of this already. It's delicious. I hope the sausage is good.
It looks good. Okay,
and then it said to top it with the slaw.
But because you're going to fold this like a taco, you kind of want to do it on one side.
Mm-hmm. You can hear the Star Wars sounds in the background.
Yep. The Battle of Endor's happening while we are plating.
By the way, in case you were wondering, this is like it's like mayonnaise with that sumac or whatever. Some lime juice. There was some apple cider vinegar in there and some peppercorns. It has a really good taste to it. It looks kind of weird because it's pink and kind of granular looking, but it tastes good. Oh, let me see. Hey, look at that. That totally looks like something from Galaxy's Edge.
I agree. Okay.
Look at that.
Okay, so we have that. And then...
Well, now let's get our thumbnail.
Okay. Well, okay.
Oh, check it out. Looks good.
And then I'll do a horizontal one so that you have that for...
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
The vlog.
All right, there it is. Our Star Wars meal. It's a late lunch, early dinner. All right, so with the photos all done, now we can actually eat and try it out and see if it was all worth it.
Right. The problem with the Ronto Wrap is it's such a big thing that you don't get the perfect bite until you get like halfway in.
That's true, yeah.
But let's start off at least.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Realize I'm making a big mess on the table over here all the time, but oh well. Good call on the naan. It's definitely more the texture that you get in the parks than the traditional pita bread. So I'm going to try to get in some of that sausage here.
Very good. Worth it?
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right.
Oh my gosh, so good. We're in the parks. I love it.
Okay, so you heard it here first. I still have to take a bite, but yes, we have made this one before. They from the Galaxy Edge cookbook, and it was good. It was very delicious. But it appears if you want the really good one, you got to get this one, the official Disney Parks cookbook. Although this recipe is also available online. If I can find it again, I will link it on the video down below, and you can try it yourself. It was very, very easy. It's just time consuming because it's like the pork has to roast for 3 hours.
All right, so Mike is starting his off right from the beginning. So again, I think after like the second or third bite, you're gonna get the best bite.
Okay. I feel like the sausage is more over here. Okay.
Yeah. But you gotta get that sausage.
Yeah.
Go right in for the middle.
Oh, there it is. I'll pull it forward.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a messy meal, but it's so good though.
It's like dripping down my arm, but it's so good.
Yeah. But this is like really, 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 really close to what you get at the parks, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, super fresh.
Very good.
Napkins and stuff? There we go.
There's a lot going on with it too. With like, I love the texture of the bread because it's nice and pillowy and cloudy, and then you got all the spice from the meat and the slaw. It has a really nice kick to it, and then the sauce kind of like brings everything together. It's very, very good.
Yeah, highly recommend this.
Yeah. As you can see, we're not kidding. It's very messy. I think it's because of all the liquid that comes out of the slaw. But man, this is so delicious.
And for Caleb, he also has his own version of the Ronto Wraps. So I put a different sauce in there so it doesn't have any of that heat or anything like that. So again, we're getting good use of this little taco plate thing, but this will work perfectly for him and his dinner tonight.
All right, so we're getting a little stir crazy in there. It's been fun watching Star Wars, but...
I mean, we are on the 4th movie, so we've had a good time. We've had some breaks. We've had good lunch. We had a good break. But in general, we got to get outside.
Yeah, we're going to go for a little bike ride and go have some fun.
Yeah.
You ready, Caleb? What park are we going to?
I don't know, but you just have to follow me.
All right.
I'm the leader.
Good morning, everyone. It is now the next day, which is so funny. It's like the celebrations don't stop. So now it is Cinco de Mayo. And as I mentioned yesterday, it was perfect that Steve got that giant, it was like 5.5 pounds of the pork butt. I used 2 pounds of it yesterday for the Ronto wrap, and the remaining 3, because there's like a big bone in it, so there's some of that takes up some of the weight, but the remaining 3 ounces are, I can't talk today, guys. So the remaining 3 pounds I'm going to use for another recipe that I make for Cinco de Mayo, and I always make Tyler Florence's Mexican pot roast tacos. They are so delicious. It's another one that's like a little time intensive because it has to simmer in a Dutch oven for like 2.5 hours, but it's actually fairly easy to make. Like the execution itself is easy, and you get these really flavorful tacos. It's fantastic. But it is Monday, so Caleb has gymnastics tonight. So I got to get crafty with this. I got to figure out, I got to get crafty with how we're going to plan this, because I think I'm going to make the tacos right now so I can just reheat them later. And maybe we can eat before we go to Caleb's practice or after. I don't know. We will see. But I think I'm going to run to the store and get a few things for that. And yeah, we're just going to now we've switched gears. It's now Cinco de Mayo. And just like that, the Mexican pot roast tacos are done. Forgive me, I didn't vlog too much today just because it's been kind of a busy day and I've been just trying to get everything done. But, it's Monday, so Caleb's back at school. I've got like a ton of stuff to do. I had like laundry. I was cooking the pot roast like low and slow all day today. And then as soon as Caleb got home, we did his homework. We had to go to gymnastics. Like, it's been crazy. But we are still having a great time. We're making it fun and festive. Let me show you what we got. So over here, I've got the pot roast. Right now, it's just reheating. Like I said, I made it all today, and then Steve shredded it. What you basically do is you just pour all of the all that braising liquid with all the tomatoes and the onions. That goes into the Vitamix, and it gets blended up, and then it just gets mixed up like that, and it's very tasty. And then I've got, these are my special Cinco de Mayo placemats. I've had these for years, and I love them. It's the only day I get to use them. And then over here, we've got Skylar. We've got some shredded romaine. We've got some cotija cheese. We've got some limes. And then over here, I made some salsa. That also comes out of this cookbook as well. Like, it's a whole menu, and it's very, very good. Very, very easy. If you guys are interested, I can post it I can post it down below. But yeah, that's just kind of what we're doing today. Just chips and salsa, tacos. Yeah. All right, so we got Caleb's taco here. Looks fantastic. He's going to squirt his own lime on it, though. All right, so I have had a bite. Caleb had a bite. Dad?
I'm loving every bite.
You like it?
It's just so good. Again, we kind of do this as an annual tradition.
Right.
I would have never thought that pot roast tacos was going to be something that's so flavorful and tender and everything like that.
Right.
It's just a preparation method, and it is so good.
It is very, very good.
Very,
Yes.
very good.
So I will link the recipe down below. So if you guys wanted to try it, I know we have vlogged this every year. So we probably got like 5 of these videos, but it's very, very good.
Yeah.
What do you think, Caleb?
Good.
All right, so we didn't have much to show for Cinco de Mayo because there was just a lot going on today. But I feel like since we're together, because you leave for work travel tomorrow, we'll do our outro because this is also going to be the tail end of our May the 4th video.
Oh my. So what a weekend, right?
Yeah.
So it started off with something big, which we've already talked to you about, with John Stamos.
Yeah.
And then a nice, wonderful weekend, and it just kept on going. So, like, it's been a great couple days.
It has been, yeah.
It's been the wildest couple of days, but I kind of love that for our family because that's what these kind of vlogs are like, right?
For sure, absolutely. We had the nice brunch. We went swimming with my sister at her house. Caleb had a blast with that.
Artificial holidays like May the 4th. Like, let's just do this. Let's just keep it going. What are we going to do tomorrow? Who knows?
But anyways, I had a lot of fun putting this video together. I feel like we've kind of make the same videos every year where it's like May the 4th and then Cinco de Mayo. But it's just one of our traditions and we like to share it. And I know we've got some new folks watching at home too. So yeah. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And from our magic family to yours, enjoy.